Hello, hello. So I'm walking on the beach right now, and I had this big breakthrough and this big thing coming out, and I'm like, I need to express it, I need to share it. This is so exciting. So today I was really leaning into my feminine energy, and I hope you can still hear me good. And like, look at this, look at this. I think that's the best setting I ever went live on, and that's also a big stretch, a big thing, because there's people around. I'm not in my room. People can hear me. People can see me. And I also don't have a lot of battery on my phone, so I'm going to try to get that message through fast. I don't know if I can actually do that because you know how much I love to talk and to go deep. So I had this major breakthrough about 2 days ago. I felt called to do like a shamanic ritual for myself. Like, I don't know, I felt the healer within me was like, okay. And I was just guided to do this whole setup, and it was a ceremony of me dying. And that was also really good to do it at that moment because of the, changing my name and letting go of one identity, stepping into my power, stepping into my gifts, owning my gifts, all that jazz. And I'm like, there is a big stretch in what I think without a tripod is my shoulders are working. So I'm like, and there's a big stretch in what I know it's possible. Like, I know that there is so much more, and I'm expanding so much that I'm like, okay. And I'm like, as I'm letting go, I did this ritual with fire. And I was saying that to a friend, I usually don't like to do rituals with fires because I'm always so afraid of burning my fingers. Like, that's a thing. Like, I love rituals, but I usually don't burn so many things. Like, when you write things on a paper and then you burn it to alchemize it. I'm just always like, I don't know. I can be sensitive and afraid sometimes. So, whatever. I'm doing this and I'm letting go of many things. And my biggest gift with that change of identity, with my heartbreak, with just stepping into, oh my God, I haven't been myself, is my voice. I use my voice to express myself. I use my voice as I never did before. And I was like, okay, during this ritual, I'm also calling in some stuff. So I'm doing the rituals and I'm calling in singing because I'm like, okay, my family was so mean with me when I was younger because they were like, you can't sing, like you sing so bad. And I'm like, my voice is my superpower. I'm talking all those things. That's how I guide my clients. That's how I show up with my voice. That's how I can find some depth. That's how I, this expression, it's the expression of my art, of my creativity, of what I do the best. It's, of course, my presence, of course, my frequency, of course, my energy, of course, my love. But this is, from the heart chakra going outside. And so I'm like, okay, I had this vision one day of me singing, and I'm like, this is impossible on stage. It was a small stage in my vision, but I was like, oh my God, this is impossible. I don't sing. Like, I just started singing in my woman circles and in private, of course, I do when no one is listening. And I'm always so afraid, like, what if there is people on the street that listen through the walls? What if my parents hear me? What if, because my parents were making big jokes about how bad I used to sing. Hello, Chelsea. So I'm like, okay, I'm calling in singing. I know this seems so impossible for me right now, but I also know I discovered the power of just like believing something and it will come true at some point. So I'm like, okay, and I'm like, and today the big breakthrough was remembering that when I was a child. How are you? I'm good. I'm amazing. Look at this. Of course I'm good. How are you? And I was like, when I was a child, my favorite princess was the Little Mermaid. I think that's how you say it in English, la petite sirène in French. And I don't have battery anymore. Okay, so I need to go fast about what I really want to share. I'm good. So happy you're doing good. And I'm like, this was my favorite princess. And, well, I don't really like to mention princess because I think of, like programming into our subconscious. Like, I think there is everything wrong with the princess in like those movies and how they educate so wrong the little child that we were. But I was like, I would play the Little Mermaid, like I would sing like her, and I would she was my favorite. I loved her, and I will pretend to be her, and and it came back to me today, and I'm like, I actually never told that to anyone. I was still like sort of afraid because I was pretending to be her, and when she finds her voice back, she's singing this. I don't remember how she does it, but she's doing this thing, and I remember doing it all the time, and my parents making fun of me. And so I was, and I'm still very sensitive. So I was like, I just shut down. I shut down and I stopped singing, stopped using my voice. And today it came back to me, and I'm like, yes, this is it. This is, and I'm walking on the beach, and I'm like, what is the story of the Little Mermaid? I don't even remember. I remember she used to brush her hair with this fork, salut Kelly. And I was like, no, the Little Mermaid, like, she actually gave up of her voice. She gave her voice in order to be someone that she was not, in order to be human, to have legs instead of being the mermaid that she is. And I'm like, I'm the fucking Sirenita in Spanish. I'm the fucking Little Mermaid, like, for real. Like, I gave up on my voice to be someone who I am not. And now that I'm getting my voice back, I'm like, yes, this is who I am. I don't have to pretend to have legs when I have a fishtail. I don't know if all of that will make sense, but to me it was like in my brain, and I was like, this is it. I haven't been true to myself. And I lost my voice in the process of trying to be someone that I'm not. So if you resonate with that, I love you. And our voice and our expression is so damn important. And I hope you feel it. So if you ever experience my teachings, I'm all about self-sourcing and going within and finding your own medicine. And I actually just posted a thing about this, about like you're your own healer. That's why I sing to myself. That's why I talk to myself. That's why I use my voice with myself, because I know that I don't need anyone. But you also really want, and I also talked about inspiration, and that's two things that goes together. First, realizing that you don't actually need anything outside yourself because you already have everything. Everything is within. But also, you want to be inspired. You want to see that frequency that you want to have in your life reflected back at you. You want those mirrors, right? You want to expand what is possible. You need those expander in your life. It can be people, it can be places, it can be podcasts, books, whatever. Just like you need that reference point, right? You need that reference point. You need something to show you what's possible for you too. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. This and the Little Mermaid story. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. I'm so happy I connected on the beach. How amazing. I